What's going on, guys? Indeed, God is a frequency inside of us all, right? In my last video, I scratched the surface with this idea, but I didn't dive as nearly as deep as it deserves. So I figured I'd circle back around and expand on something that most people were never taught to question. That God, He didn't just create you, He became you. And this right here is Universal Hide and Seek, Part 2. Now, what if God, instead of sitting above creation, became creation? What if consciousness shattered itself into billions of perspectives, not to rule over us, but to experience life through us? We all know God is omnipresent, right? So you're not separate from the divine. You are the divine, temporarily forgetting itself so you can remember again. I touched on this idea briefly. The universal game of hide and seek, I call it. Because God's hiding inside of you. He's hiding inside of me. He's literally hiding inside of every living thing out there. Just waiting for the moment where remembrance just hits like lightning. And there's one question, though, that just keeps replaying in my head that got me to all of this, right? Why would an all-knowing, all-powerful being need to forget? And that's where this concept rooted itself for me. A book by Alan Watts called The Book on a taboo against knowing who you are. And in it, he suggests something that changed the way I look at existence forever, probably. He writes that God pretends to be all people, all animals, all plants, all stars, like everything, right? Not because he has to, but because an infinite being without experience, without surprise, without discovery would eventually face one thing: boredom. Really, think about it. If God already knows every outcome before it happens, every word we'll speak, every path we'll walk, where's the adventure? Where's the growth? Where's the discovery? So maybe I'm thinking that the divine forgets on purpose. Maybe consciousness descends into matter like a cosmic actor stepping on stage with no script, just possibilities. And this life you're experiencing, your pain, your joy, your choices, well, it becomes a way for God to learn something new through the eyes of a human who doesn't even remember they're divine. Yeah, and this is where it really gets deep. So transmission coming in, because if God must forget to experience, that means free will matters. Choice matters. Growth matters. Because maybe awakening isn't about worshiping something separate from us. Maybe it's remembering what we actually are. Not God above us, but God within us. Playing out existence, one perspective at a time. So when you look in the mirror, when you look at a stranger, or when you look at the world, consider this. What if every face that you see is God wearing a different mask, just trying to find himself again? In my personal experience, the more I left religion, the closer I got to God. The more I stepped away from tradition, the closer I got to truth. Because to me, religion teaches you to follow, but awakening teaches you to remember. See, the Bible is a map. It's written in allegory, not a history book, but a coded guide for inner revelation. But unfortunately, we're so indoctrinated, so programmed to look outward for God that we actually forgot to look inward. I mean, I know people with PhDs, but they can't even tap into the G-O-D. Seriously. I mean, you got people out here with master's degrees, yet they have no knowledge of master, or can't even master themselves. Make it make sense. Because I'm going to tell you one thing, true knowing, it doesn't come from books. It comes from remembrance. And God didn't just create you. He became you, a fractal of infinity wrapped in flesh, a spark of the cosmos learning just to remember itself again. So, are you really looking for God? Or is God looking through you, through your eyes, through your experience, through your awakening? This is not arrogance, this is awareness. And awareness is the moment the divine remembers itself. So I really need you to ask yourself, are you living as a creation beneath God or as God, remembering himself through you? I love y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Later.